With a legacy of over 175 years, the Times Group is today India's biggest media conglomerate, with a 360-degree presence in the world of media and reporting. An integral part of that great legacy, ET Edge, is the conference platform of the Economic Times. It is an initiative that has been taken to create knowledge platforms across multiple industries that would connect, engage, and empower businesses.
The ET Edge Summit is an extraordinary idea. I think it is the need of the hour. I think that this idea of talking about how to build our future is the mandate of our Prime Minister.
The basis of effective and result-oriented interaction is connecting the right people at the right time and at the right place. ET Edge provides the ideal platform for interaction and exchange of knowledge. These platforms not only serve as meeting grounds for the industry, but they also become highly motivational for the delegates and young minds.
India is a $2 trillion economy today. Can we not dream of an India with a $20 trillion economy?
By engaging minds through carefully researched modes of summits and conferences, ET Edge creates an ideal social and business ecology for the industry. To ensure that these platforms are unrivaled hubs for seeking information in the vertical they cater to, agendas for each conference are designed after extensive market research.
For smart city concept to first of all succeed, there is a need for change of mindset.
Our business is our people and people are our business. And that's really what leadership at Eureka Forbes is all about.
ET Edge engages itself to ensure that the forums would ensure senior decision makers are equipped with information to respond to challenges they face, not just in India, but also globally.
We could become the workhorse of the world, the manufacturing hub of the world, the people supplier of the world, the human resources supplier of the world at all levels.
Till today, through its summits and conferences, ET Edge has empowered industries across various sectors.
Well, once again, thank you for bearing with us. We'd like to now move on to our panel discussion on digitization of K-12 education trends and innovation. And let us put our hands together as I welcome on stage our moderator, Mr. Narayanan Ramaswamy, partner and national leader for education and skill development sector, KPMG. A warm welcome to you, sir. I'm sure they deserve a big round of applause. Let's also welcome on stage our panelists, Mr. B.S. Baswan, former Secretary, Government of India, Chairman, the Lawrence School. Our panelist, Dr. Madhav Saraswat, a principal, Scindia School. A warm welcome to you, sir. We'd also like to extend a warm welcome to Ms. Meenakshi Kushwaha, Principal, Birla Vidya Niketan. Let's put our hands together as she steps on stage. We also have with us Ms. Hemal H. Bhatt, Principal, Hansraj Model School. A warm welcome, ma'am. Let's put our hands together and welcome on stage Dr. Chaya Shastri, Director, MT Educare Limited, Robomate, yet again. Let's also put our hands together as I welcome on stage Mr. Ashok K. Pandya, Principal, Alcorn International School. A warm welcome. All yours, sir.
Good. Thank you so much and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to begin by thanking ET for giving us this wonderful opportunity to be on stage, and personally from my side to be with so many teachers here. I get scared of my own teacher whenever I think of them, and today I'm on stage with at least 4 principals So imagine my plight here. So thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. And today we're going to talk about digitization in education. And when I looked at the topic, I thought nothing can be broader, nothing can be contemporary, nothing can be thought-provoking than digitization in education. So we're going to look at that from the broader sense. So digitization is interpreted in many ways, depending on how we look at it. Some people look at that as computers, computer labs, technology, television. Some others look at it as something that's going to come and replace all the teachers in the world. And there are others who think that's going to be very disruptive, we don't know what this is going to do. And there's another notion that digitization is all about converting everything that is in the text form to a soft form, and that is digitization. Well, whichever way we look at it, I don't think we can ignore digitization of education that is happening. In my view, technology and digitization is perhaps the disruption that has happened in education. Nothing has disrupted, or nothing is going to disrupt education like digitization and technology has done. So with those idea of a broad range of discussions that we are going to have, we have an eminent panel like got introduced. We have teachers who've turned administrators. We have administrators who have turned teachers. And we are going to also have people who have invested in education, who are people like me who have a ringside view of what is happening in education and trying to be a part of it. And so for the next few minutes, we're going to have very interesting discussions. Let me start by, always we need to start with the principal to pay the right respect to them. So, sir, if you can share your views quickly on wherever, like you can sit here or start from
I would
there.
like to start.
2 minutes each. How many minutes each? We'll have about 2 to 3 minutes each.
Fair enough. Thanks a lot, Mr. Narayan, first for not allowing me to speak, because as a principal it's my right to speak as much as I wish to. Anyways, dear all, I'm juxtaposed with a very peculiar situation because I'm a language teacher. When I started teaching, within first 5 years of teaching, I thought that I knew everything which a teacher should be knowing. But my headmasters did not think so. And they kept on saying, Madhav, you need to grow. Madhav, you need to learn. Madhav, you need to grow. And these two wonderful people whom I should name today, Mr. Shomi Das and Mr. John Mason, actually didn't believe until I cried in their office and I said, sir, there is so much to learn. And now when I have started understanding education, whenever people ask me to talk about education, I actually tremble and my throat goes dry. There is no one, there is nobody who can speak about education in its entirety. So I asked myself that what should I do with limited intelligence, limited exposure, limited capabilities. I said, let me understand that as a teacher, what is the purpose of education? So I just simplified it, not for the intelligent world, but for myself. And this simplification was that the main purpose of education is, it's twofold. Education for life and education for livelihood. Most of us, and it is the most unfortunate part of literate world that people talk about, education of livelihood. And all of us are sitting here to talk about the same. But being a practical man, pragmatic, because this is what society has taught me, I said that if you have to play the game, know the rules of the game and be on the top of the rules so that you can win the game. With the same understanding, I started looking around, and my students helped me to understand that the world is moving faster than what a person of my age could learn. And they also made me understand that the future which is lying ahead is unknown, and whatever we are doing within our four walls called classroom is not enough. And we have to prepare our kids for 21st century. And then there are forums like World Economic Forums. They do huge studies like KPMG. So they came out with 16 beautiful terms, and they said that you need to have these 16 unique characteristics, attributes to be successful. So as principal now, I ask myself that, am I preparing my kids to succeed, to get the job tomorrow? Am I making them future-proof the way we make, waterproof? Am I doing that? And the answer was no. And then we started talking about this, and we saw that technology is going to play an important role. So whether we like, as teachers, we like technology or we don't like, the fact remains that in today's world, technology is the most important aspect of overall education, and we cannot afford to ignore it. So as principal, I was sharing with my friends that I initiated, and I was very, very enthusiastic that we should do something unique, something innovative. And out of that enthusiasm, I requested my board to sanction some amount. And they were large-hearted people because they are also big people. They gave me funds worth buying 400 personal laptops for the kids. Now these laptops are lying with me for last 6 months, because since I have received that consignment, I have not been able to gather enough courage to hand these over to my students. What is the reason? Because the question every morning I am asking myself is that, are we prepared as a school to handle this tool? It's not the tool, it's not the technology. It is the way we approach the technology. Have I done enough for my teachers so that they can navigate this new process of learning? An answer as a principal is no, I am not. And I am sure that I am speaking on behalf of most of us that we have not done enough for our teachers. There are 4 main components if we wish to win the world through technology. Human resource, which is teachers. Second is policymakers. Third is finance. And fourth is ICT. And my friends in the panel will be speaking about all those. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Saraswat. I think that was a pertinent point where just the hardware and software is not going to help unless the people are ready to embrace technology. The computers might lie there, but it may not be useful. Thank you so much. Now let me invite Mr. B.S. Baswan to share his thoughts, a former secretary and now the chairman of the Lawrence School in Lovedale. He's going to speak his perspectives both from the regulator as well as his current avatar.
Thank you, Chair. My colleagues, am I audible, by the way? Is the mic working? Okay. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, these are the kind of events I like, because I know that giving a lecture is far easier than listening to one. Listening can be painful. And I was told that I have about 3 minutes, which is great. So I'll try and just summarize what I'd like to say within the time limit allotted to me. Education, we divide into various categories. What we're looking at today is what we call secondary education. Technology is very much a part of education, particularly secondary education. And as far as the government is concerned, they have a scheme, they are supporting government schools. There's also last mile connectivity, and I believe that from the government side, there need not be any shortage of resources. But there's always a huge time lag between the introduction of devices like computers and the state of readiness of those who are required to use them. Teachers in this case. In the government, there were times when PCs were brought in and they were objects of worship. They were used after a time lag of about 3 or 4 years. The question then is, do we really need ICT in schools? And the answer is a categorical yes. Does it mean we're going to have virtual teachers? At times I wish it did, because teaching is not really an attractive profession for young men of this country. That is changing ever so slowly, especially in schools, because the other professions can be described as reference groups. This is a problem for us. And the introduction of technology will be a game changer. There's also a generational issue. As parents, and in my case as a grandparent, I realize that my grandson is extremely tech savvy, as grandchildren tend to be. And therefore, if you can introduce a form of education in what the guy does, in your apps are available. People like Baiju advertise education apps, but it's not easy to persuade young people to even subscribe to them. So this is a challenge. But the fact is that unless you embrace technology, it's a quick, ready way of learning. The teacher doesn't become redundant, but we need to educate the teachers. We need to empower them. That should be a focus of not only the government, but of all providers. Education today cannot do without the private sector. It cannot be entirely state-driven. Secondary education is a merit good, I believe, and therefore the time has come for greater intervention by players in the market. Competition is something which keeps us all honest. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that perspective, and the need of the hour has come is definitely pertinent. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to request Madam Meenakshi Kushwaha to share her views. As principal of the Birla Vidya Niketan, she's going to share her thoughts on how technology has impacted her school.
Good evening, everyone. The first question that arises is, what is digitization? Broadly speaking, it is putting all education-related analog information into digitized form. The second question that arises is, why do we need it? Flat answer, we need it because children love it. It's the need of the hour. It is faster way of learning. Children are more confident if they are using this kind of methodology. Their failures, they are not ashamed of their failures or anything because there's nobody to laugh at them. We all know all these things earlier, and when Mr. Narayan told me to speak about digitization in education, I did some Google, and some facts I would like to share with you. Number one, entire learning will be through the handheld devices like tablets, padlets, mobile phones. And believe you me, all of us as educators ban the cell phones in schools. Today, we are all saying a big no to the mobile phones. And at any point of time, if you conduct a raid, you will find at least 50 mobile phones with children at any given point of time. So this is again one reality. The second thing I came across was learning will be possible anytime from any geographical location, and learning and teaching both will be possible. And today we say that schools cannot have the work from home culture, but this is going to come, teaching and learning both from home. But believe you me, nothing can replace a school and a teacher. They are going to be there. Thirdly, I came across that education will go paperless. Paperless, everything will be electronic, e-assignments, e-bulletin boards, e-results, everything. Education will go paperless, but yes, For this, the boards also will have to change their strategies to assess the children. Social media will have a very prominent role, because today we say, oh, Twitter, he's too much on WhatsApp. Twitter, Instagram, they are all spoiling our children. But teachers, young educators, believe you me, we have to adopt them, and we have to today prepare our children in a way, we have to keep them so busy so that they don't misuse these things, but actually learn well out of all these facilities. Computer labs are going to be obsolete. There will be no computer labs. Today also, if you feel, do you need a computer lab other than teaching C++, Python, etc.? We don't. What we are teaching our children is PowerPoint, Excel, all those things, but children don't need to learn all these. They know all these things. There are better things to teach them. And with a big collaboration and, being with them, we can instead develop better contents which teachers can use in their teaching. Children will never disappoint you. If you ask them to make a module for your, let us say, respiration class, they will do wonders. The point arises now is, are our teachers ready for this? They are not totally ready, but yes, give them some time, give them that support. They will be ready. They are very smart people. You have to just be with them and tell them that they are much needed in the school. Computers don't mean that they will be away. Give them that support, give them time, they will all be ready. And for students, we should make learning enjoyable, no matter how they want. The effects will automatically be good. I conclude by voting for digitization in complete way, and traditional way has its own advantages. A fine blend will do good, but digitization is must. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. You put in a very nice way, you might come from a traditional background, but embracing technology is, a fait accompli, you can't live without it. And hence, how should we prepare some of the stakeholders to adopt to technology rather than ignore them or have wild fantasies that the traditional format and teachers will vanish because of technology and hence avoid them. Thank you so much for sharing your perspectives, very useful. I'll come back in terms of some of the formats that have happened once we have this round. Now may I invite Dr. Chaya Shastri.
Sir, I actually addressed them as my fellow passengers. Okay. All of us are in the journey. What point I want to bring to you is, we are education support services company. You are the alma mater. You are the part which students remember. You are the part children actually miss, cry for, want, and if at all, they may forget things, but they never forget their teachers. So you can see the impact that you create. If you are the feelings, we are showcasing the feelings. So I simply want to say that what is missing in making you enabled, what is missing in making you able-bodied, so that what gets monitored, gets managed, is what this RoboMed platform is. What you want to teach and what you want to create is a content. What you want to assess is the delivery. What you want to assess is how are you going to evaluate child's learning needs. What you want to assess is actually making a new age content, etc. All is provided. And how did we do this? We are a private organization. We were called completely unorganized. Believe me, you have at least a status. We had no status. Okay, so in that, out of unorganized and no status, what we did was, we actually had a private equity funding in 2007 and 8. Suddenly FIIs could invest in education, and hence we had some growth capital, out of which we created investing in audiovisual medium and started creating content. In 2012, the same company got listed, and hence a lot of transparency, a lot of corporate governance, a lot of absolutely answerability, accountability came to what we were creating, what we were doing, what we were making, and who are these stakeholders that we were enabling came to forefront. And believe you me, today we have created a system where teachers will not feel, I'm giving my knowledge, am I going to be obsolete? Because it's teacher friendly. It is enhancing the teacher capability. Student feels this is my medium to study because I am a next gen. I want to be on WhatsApp, Twitter, the same way the ma'am mentioned, and we are there in terms of creating content. Parents who want to know minute by minute because they are extra cautious because we are double income, single child, at the most 2 children family. We are nuclear family today. And hence the need is, and a complete focus is on the child, and hence all the system that is developed is an education support system platform, which meant a lot of investment, which meant a lot of content creation, which meant a lot of software development. It is not easy. It's labor intensive, it is capital intensive, it is time intensive, and it is began the journey from 2007 and 8. And today we are able to offer this platform for it to be used in various institutions to enable them. My request only would be, try it out. It will only enhance the capability of institution. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I used to think like in the past 50 years, if somebody had visited India 50 years back and is visiting again now, pretty much everything would have changed. The office has changed, the roads have changed, the airports, if at all there were any then to now, has changed. The kitchen has changed, but the one thing that didn't change till a few years back was the classroom. It was blackboards, then it became green boards, then it became whiteboards. But whatever it is, what got taught, and I had teachers who had material that was taught by their teachers with them. So something that didn't change, but technology in my view has changed. And the other big thing I think that has happened is nobody was playing into the school space, and we have players outside the schools who are now willing to contribute. Yes, for commercial reasons, but at least there are people, there are stakeholders outside the schools who are willing to contribute. And in that sense, it is very well appreciated that we have service providers who are trying to help in this case. And I'm sure in the next few years, your appeal is not to use, but how better these can be done. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Let me turn to Madam Himal Bhatt, Principal of Hansraj Model School, to share her thoughts on digitization and education. 2 to 3 minutes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Digitalization is not going to help us answer that. We will need teachers in the class. A good evening or a good morning is still necessary. I can't imagine, and I'm sure you will agree with me, the smart board or your tablet wishing you a good morning. I don't know how students are going to respond to that. A couple of things I'd like to share here. Let me start with from slates to plates. We started with slates some point of time, and then it went on to books. So many more things came in and went, but books stayed. Slates went out. Now we have plates. We have full plates, rectangular though. We have quarter plates and we have half plates. So you have a mobile, you could call that a quarter plate, and then you have tablets, you have computers, you have them in all sizes. And children are very tech savvy. There was a time when we were, shall I say, the only ones who knew everything. I mean, I'm talking about teachers, knowledge. We were the ones who transacted it. We had sheer total control in the class. And then there was a revolution, but no evolution. There was a revolution, computers came in, there was a change, and we said, yes, we are willing for change. But we didn't know how far we'd had to go along with it. Are we ready? Or shall I, let me rephrase it. Were we ready for change? No. We wanted change, but we weren't really prepared. We took on the change, Somewhere along the way, as Sir also mentioned, we weren't really ready. Our faculty wasn't ready. Somewhere along the way, we let go. Smart boards lag gaye. Black se green board lag gaye. And then it was followed by the smart boards. Now we have smart boards and green boards. Both of them. We realized somewhere along the way, smart boards could not do everything that the students required. The requirement was much more. The pedagogies changed. We had people coming in with a lot of content. We tried to keep pace. Before we could actually pick up those bits, there was another change. There was so much change going on. We did not have in the schools everybody who could go along with this change. Many got left behind. And that really told us something else. I don't know whether you heard of that story we used to talk about. Aajkal to stories bhi nahi batate hum log. I mean, we expect it to be animated and everything is on the smart board. Have you heard about the story about the fox and the sour grapes? Have you all heard? Please raise your hands. Those of you. See, this is what happened with digitization. They had those wonderful bunch of grapes there. And I'm not saying we were the foxes. It's just, I'm trying to make an example here. And we wanted to have it. It looked so good. They looked juicy. We jumped for it. We managed to get it. We got them all into our classrooms. The moment we tasted it, then some of them were sour and we left it. And those of them who liked that particular taste, because aaj ki duniya mein everybody likes something different. So there were people who did take it and so they could accept that part. But it isn't like this everywhere. We are talking about the urban area. Let's talk about the other different parts of our country. Why are we forgetting them? Are we able to really reach out to them? So much content, but nothing to do about it. We have to decide one thing. Either we change, if I may use this today, with your permission, ladies and gentlemen, we will remain as dinosaurs. They refuse to adapt to change. And we know what happened to them. We are very comfortable in our own zones. We are very comfortable with our teaching methodologies, the traditional method. Everything is so comfortable that nobody wants to come out of their comfort zone. And this is what's happening to us. But it's time to wake up, because we can't do without it. The only thing is we have to decide what could be taken into digitization and what could be just left to the traditional method. We have to take a call on this. So there are many of us. How many of you are actually, all of you, using smart boards in your schools, respective? Please, if you don't mind, if you could raise your hands. Those of you who have smart boards in your class, haath uppar uthaye. Wonderful. And how many of you are actually using it individually? Don't talk about others in your school. Lovely, you have it here. So please, I don't know if I could make that on behalf of all of us here. Somewhere along the way, if we don't do it, well, we know what's waiting for us on the other side. So we would have to adapt it. So, but take a call how much we could do it, how much of it we could really take into us. Thank you and have a wonderful evening ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks. That's a very good insight in terms of unless you want to have it, you will not get it while it is available everywhere. I mean, if there are additional books that are getting donated to schools, don't you use them? If there is an additional space that is given, don't you use them? Or if there are additional time that is given to teach, and many often they're not before exams, we do cry for time. Technology is a resource. If we don't use that resource, we have only ourselves to blame. And you highlighted it very well. Why do we use books? Why do we use space? Because we understand them, so we use them. We don't understand technology, so we don't use them. Those who understand, use that and benefit out of it. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Sir, last but not the least.
Oh, thank you very much.
And thanks for keeping 2 to 3 minutes.
And the time left is 17 minutes, all for me. And you can't do anything now.
Daytime, actually.
Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If I wish the real test of technology is to teach people like us how to tell everything in 3 minutes time. So that's the real challenge, and therefore let me pick up very quick points. Dr. Madhav said that he has got 400 laptops and he's not able to decide whether to give it to the children or not. I'm told there are several schools in this country, they have laptops or desktops. It is locked in a cupboard, kept in the storeroom because there is no electricity in that room. And of course, there are schools where there are no buildings, no classrooms, no teachers. So India is really a very, very diverse country. The complexities and all that. So when we talk of digitization, we talk from our own context and we talk in a very, very narrow sense. But if you take this discussion to the length and breadth of the country, then only you will realize what digitization is all about. So this is one aspect of it. The second is we have talked about digitization, and I would put all together, bringing computers in the classroom or the white interactive boards in the classroom or whatever, putting contact on online, using apps, using games, let me put them all into version 1 of digitization. What we need to do is to move to version 2. And what is version 2 is to put little onus on all this technology. And with due apology to Madam here, who is the lone service providers category, that ultimately, if teachers in schools so far, pre-digitization era, we were responsible for giving education, we were responsible for preparing them for college, for life, for career. Then if we are trying to bring in technology, even if in a blended form, and even if not so much of substitution, but let us say supplementation, then is technology going to address some of the gaps that we are finding? For example, is it addressing the skill gap? Is it going to give us the lifelong learning opportunities? Is it going to give us the complete return on investment that one is going to make? So these are some of the questions that we have to ask. There are a lot of very good things happening. Most of you must have heard about MOOCs, which is almost a revolution in the 21st century, massive online open courses. And the technology, the first thing which was talked about technology is that it will personalize learning. And anywhere, anytime, not only that you learn anywhere, anytime, you can also demand that I should be assessed at my demand, at my time, at my convenience. These are the things which are being talked about. So I have two formulations here to make. One is that technology providers should now become these solution partners. Okay, so technology must answer that if I am going to learn through technology, is it going to fill the skill gaps in me? After doing something with the help of the new technology, am I going to fit into the workplace? Am I going to fit into the organizational culture? And considering that, in the average lifetime of a 30 years old today, they will change 5 to 10 jobs by the time they turn 60, then what kind of skills we require? I think technology providers have to answer that, and therefore let me make 3 points that we need to integrate all stakeholders into a learning ecosystem: students, parents, teachers, and the society and policy makers sitting here, as to what kind of technology we require, which Himal also mentioned. Then technology has to be a life cycle approach. Okay, from school to college to workplace to lifelong. And third, as I said, technology has to be our partners, and it has to add to innovation and entrepreneurship, so that we don't only look for jobs, we are also in a position to create jobs. And therefore, two takeaways, ladies and gentlemen. We have to be not providers so much, but we have to be solution partners. And second is that we have now moved from didactics to diagnostics and dashboards, and therefore the role of technology is going to be very, very important. And John Dewey said it much before we could think of it, that if we continue to teach the children of today by the methods of yesterday, we are surely going to rob them of their tomorrow. That's the message. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, sir. You made a pertinent point, like why should we blame everything on the teachers and schools? If they have taken their steps, they have recognized, they have almost started to ask for it. Why can't the other side do something more, like, come up with a solution-based approach and help the schools adapt? I remember a small incident that happened which changed the way digitization works. There was this gentleman who was working in US and wanted to teach his niece who's across the globe sitting in Bangladesh. And the need was to teach, and there was distance, and when somebody started thinking, and that's where technology came to help, he started teaching lesson by lesson, and that was sent through internet across. One led to another, and today we have Khan Academy, which has got a series of lessons. The core of Khan Academy still is the need to teach, and a good teacher who was trying to teach. What technology did was amplified that. What went to the little girl in Bangladesh is now available for everybody in the world. So the technology can really be the enhancer. Technology can make do things that were not possible yesterday. But the one who does is not technology, that is still the teachers who do it. So with that thought, and one more thought just to provoke. Statistics says the mobile phones, and it was specifically Apple that was mentioned, but in that sense any mobile phone that we have has the computing power of Apollo 11 that took man to moon. So taking man to moon was considered to be a wonderful innovation, and today we have 35 Apollo 11 sitting in the classroom, and still we don't have innovations happening. So technology is there. It has changed many fields, many sectors. Coming from the consulting background, I can see sector after sector being changed because of technology's advent. So technology is there, and there are people who understand it. And the more and more we have people who want to adopt that, who understand the changes that can come because of that. Digitization is here to change, and digitization is here to change in a very big way. So with that, and I would like to invite the audience if they have any questions for any of us, and while they are coming up with their thoughts, I would like to ask you, sir, is there a role that government and the policy maker can play to accelerate the digitization part? Because here is one side who is saying, I'm willing to give because I get money, so I'm willing to give solutions. The other side, we've heard all teachers say, unless the teachers looks forward to changing himself or herself, it doesn't. So everybody is ready. What can the government do for this?
Well, apart from supporting ICT in schools and training teachers, not too much really, because people are grateful that the government doesn't interfere or doesn't over-regulate. So I think that we have power both for good and for evil, and if we focus on facilitating and supporting, I think that's a lot to expect from us. And
I know they say IT sector grew because government didn't do anything.
Absolutely. We gave them our blessings, but nothing more.
Thank you so much. So I know there was a question by the gentleman there. If you can introduce and ask a question, that will be great.
I am Bijoy Sahu from Bhubaneswar. It is very heartening, when the keynote address, Dr. Senapati, started with that education now needs integration of pedagogy with technology. So that's how we started, and all the people, all the learned principals sitting here also acknowledge that we need this, and we need a different type of 21st century education. But at the same time, all accepted that probably we are not ready. Our teachers are not ready, and that's accepted fact. But my question is, are our principals ready? Do our principals understand? Are our principals, most of us sitting here, are ready to accept technology and be 21st century principals? Now the larger question is, how to make our principals ready? Do a country like us, in 100 years, been able to create a teacher leadership university which can train our principals who are the nation builders. And how many more years will we take to have a leadership institute which will train our principals and make them globally acclaimed principals? That's my question.
I'll take a question.
I know there are 4 principals here vying to go for the mic. Now, any of you can speak, but let me start by saying there are at least 4 principals here and 1 chairman of an institution. All of them said the same thing. So they're crying loud that they are ready. The point is, what else can be done? It's not a question of just being ready. There needs to be a little more than being ready for adapting. You, sir.
Yeah. What? Okay. Yeah, Dr. Madhav.
So now there is another angle to this. That angle is that while we as administrators, owners of wonderful schools tend to invest crores of rupees in ICT infrastructure, we refuse to invest on our teachers. So as a teacher, not as a principal, my submission to people sitting here would be that if you are spending a rupee on ICT infrastructure, which is going to get wasted unless used properly, then at least spend 10 rupees on your teachers. That's point 1. Point 2 is that while you are looking for a leader, academic leader, I think it is our prerogative to look into that man and to understand that whether this man is for yesterday or this man is for tomorrow. Nevertheless, that if that person has potential, then being a good businessman, make a prospective investment in that man. How many of us, how many of the promoters, how many of the owners are ready for this out-of-box thought that this is my leader of future and I'm going to make prospective investment in that? With due apologies.
Can I add to that? I think what is happening is that teachers asking is principal ready, principal asking if chairman is ready, chairman might ask if the government is ready. But coming to the original question of Mr. Saho, I think principals are ready. But the good thing is, even if they are not ready, it is much more easier to make them ready. Either by the private owners, promoters, etc., or by the government. So it is not very difficult to get the principals on board, right? But it is the real challenge is the principals, owners, policymakers provide the right kind of incentives and growth mindset, as Dr. Madhav said, to get the teachers on board, because their number is largely huge. I think that's the challenge.
My question was whether our country needs a leadership university.
Of course it needs.
Oh no, that's a different topic. I mean, without getting into digitization, that is a crying need. No doubt about it. Ma'am, you want to say something before you go to the next question?
Yes, I wanted to say that the principal has to be ready, of course. But as the principal, I think it is more important that he or she is able to make the staff ready and equipped and take on. That encouragement from the principal is a wonderful thing to take the staff ahead in terms. Whether she or he is ready or not, but that pat from her, that yes, teachers, you can, that matters.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sir.
They made the stage so bright, I'm not able to see people on the rear side.
Sir. Yes, sir. Sanapati ji started with children constructing knowledge in the 21st century. Now, most of the B.Ed programs that we have in the universities train the teachers. They are teaching the teachers how to pass already pre-constructed knowledge. And incidentally, most of the technology is also passing on pre-constructed knowledge. So, when do you see in the next 10 years, 15 years, we have situations in the country where the teachers are trained to help children to construct knowledge, technology does the same, and the parents accept these kind of schools?
Absolutely. He's saying we are using supercomputer for arithmetic.
Yeah.
How do we change that?
I wanted to add a thing over here. We talk about bags of burden over here. But I think we'll all accept one thing, that no parent is ready to be totally tech savvy, to have children, carrying tablets to school and letting go of their books. No parent is ready for that yet. Whatever you do in the classroom, they'll accept that. Madam, where is the homework? Ma'am, where is the assessment? They still want it on pen and paper. I mean, there is something we need to work even on the parents' mindset here. It's not just the principals, it's not just the teacher or the faculty that we have, or the people who are giving us everything, the outsourced persons, the providers. We also need to actually break that mindset actually of the parents and orient them that it is time to take on another methodology here.
I think that just like parents accepted CCE system because it was kind of,
Trust on them.
Trust upon them. Similarly, if the evaluation system and the board pattern and other things change, parents will have no choice but to accept.
Yeah, maybe the boards.
I know.
Yes.
Also, we worked in early childhood psychologists, and what they say, direct technology, like giving them a tablet or making them look at videos for a long time and other thing, is not going to be productive. Impact of technology is what we need. Like technology should be behind and not like on the face in that sense. Thank you so much. I know we have very few single-digit minutes left. I see a hand there, madam.
I would like to talk about technology and digitization sitting in this AC hall in Delhi, but Dr. Sahu from India Economic Survey told us there are places where there's no electricity and still people have mobiles. Still people have connection to electricity as well as some sort of technology. We are aware of NIIT hole-in-the-wall experiment where children learn without a teacher. And here we are debating whether the teachers need to learn technology to teach technology. I feel children should decide what they need to learn and they should tell the government this is how we would like you to change our curriculum. Unfortunately, our curriculum in colleges haven't changed much. In schools also we're teaching almost the same thing that I learned. In fact, I'm teaching lesser to my children. What I learned when I was in grade 9, 10, 11, I'm teaching them how to pass exams and get very good grades. Though we used to appear in 3 years course, now children have to appear in only midterm course. So what our country basically needs is a revolution and evolution of the education system, not only by you and me and people sitting in this room, by the politicians, by NCRE, all state boards, CBSE, about the assessment system that we follow in our country. I was talking to a student who's joined Vancouver University. He came and met me yesterday. I asked him, which countries' students are doing well in your university? He said, all South Asian students are topping. I said, tell me about which South Asian countries are you talking about? He said, ma'am, when I talk about chemistry, we're very good. I mean, Indian students do very well. When I talk about computers, I feel ashamed when I am pitched against a Chinese student. They are much better than us. That means our country has failed even the brightest of the brighter in terms of the computer science that we're teaching. He says, I said, what do they know? He said, we only know C++. They're very good. What they do on computers, I mean,
relevance is a good question. The relevance of all, the relevance across.
And these kids are bright. They could be taught anything. But unfortunately, we put them into that +2 module. You prepare for examination, you prepare for IIT. Consequently, child is not allowed to go on a lateral divergent thinking mode. And we are trying to curtail them. We talk about whether we're using smart boards in our classes, whether I know to use technology myself or not. Believe me, my children are much, much better than me. Give them the freedom to choose their curriculum. Tell them to choose, technology. I think class 3, class 4 children should be given much more chances. Ma'am is rightly saying that we should not require computer labs. Each classroom, each home, each seat is a computer lab for the child. And children have proven to us that they're far ahead of us. Digitization is going to take place whether we are there to support it or not. It is going to take us ahead. The sooner we realize, better it is.
Thank you so much. We are already in the red zone here. So if there is any one last question. Yeah.
I just want to add one more point. Somebody really said a very relevant thing about how many innovators are we creating. And I think that for innovators, we need a lot of creativity in the classroom. So I'm not sure how
technology can bring in creativity. Well, technology can bring in creativity. It's up to us to use that. There are other sectors which have got enough creativity using technology. Do we do that? In that sense, the onus is on us in that sense.
Absolutely. So the whole education, like there are schools in China where they teach maths through music. If you look at any of the international schools, how drama or any of the arts, how it's projected, and that's where innovation comes. So while technology will really make things a lot productive, you will make everything tangible, And that's the most easiest thing all of us are adopting in this country. I think innovators, creativity, and how we can bring that out in every child will give birth to a lot of innovators in this country.
Absolutely. I would think earlier innovation should happen from outside rather than...
I was just about to say that. We being the private organization, and of course the way we have actually access to funds, let me tell you, today we are, ma'am, sir, we are saying our teachers ready, our principals ready, our stakeholders ready. What we have seen is, we have seen demands. Like if the teacher is not ready to go in the classroom unless it is a digital education and it's at the click of the button. Let me tell you that, that's a change in the teachers. Student is saying, if there is not an iPad, I'm not carrying my heavy books. So that already has set in. And more so the parent says, can I have today's schedule? Can I actually know my child's result on my app? It is already happened. It is easy to adopt this when it's a private institution and organization, and its time, speed, analytics is easy. I'm again requesting to the forum, school is an alma mater, you please be there, values, education, content, creation, intelligentsia is there, allow us the platform to provide service.
Yeah, so thank you. So before that computer gets up and hits us, we'll close this session. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful audience, and thanks panelists for...
Sir, I'm sure the audience wants to, with a panelist and a moderator like this, I'm sure the audience has many more questions. Maybe after a little while we can take those offline while we enjoy cocktails and dinner. Nevertheless, let us put our hands together for all our panelists and our moderator. And may I once again take this opportunity of inviting on stage Mr. Pandey, I'd like to request you to please stay on stage for 2 minutes. Give us an opportunity to capture all of you in one single frame. And may I once again request Mr. Vineet Bagaria to please join us on stage and thank each one of our panelists and our moderator for their expert comments. Thank you so very much, sir. Much appreciate your presence. Let's put our hands together. I know we've gone slightly off schedule, and for those of you who have late night flights and trains, we promise you that you'll be in time to catch them, and you'll also get an opportunity to enjoy cocktails and dinner with us. Next, we have a very special coffee table book unveil, and post which we're going to congratulate the best brands in education. So please bear with us a few more minutes. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so very much for your presence. Thank you, Mr. Pandey. Gentlemen, may I request you to please put on your best smiles forward for the camera? And let's put our hands together for them yet again. Thank you all. Yes, please. You're more than welcome to join us as a part of the audience. I'd like to request the audience to please bear with us a couple of minutes till we set our stage for the next element.
With 80 plus summits, 270 plus ministers, 1600 plus speakers, 12,000 plus delegates, 1,000 plus associates and partners, ET Edge today has become the #1 meeting ground for the industry.
And India has a huge talent pool and gives us ideas, new thoughts, new possible solutions to issues that we are grappling with.
I think the delta to be made in India versus China is just extremely significant. That's why people are coming here.
It is time for, I think, the developer lobby to come together and really push the government for a quantum change.
And the challenge is not only growth, the challenge is how do we manage this growth.
A great brand is not defined by any one thing that a company does, but it's actually a summation of all the various things that a company does.
The future of this company.
Thank you so very much. And now to bring to you our coffee table book, I'd like to request the presence of our chief guest yet again. Let us put our hands together as I welcome on stage Dr. Senapati. Once again, between your applauses, and I'd like to request Mr. Vineet Bakaria to please join us on stage as we get set to unveil our coffee table book. Welcome on stage yet again, gentlemen. Sir, may we request you to please do the honors? Ladies and gentlemen, the Economic Times Best School Brands 2016 Coffee Table Book, right here in front of you. Let's put our hands together. Thank you, Mr. Bagaria. And sir, may I request you to please continue with your presence on stage for a few more minutes. And to give you company, I'd like to welcome on stage Dr. N.K. Sahu yet again. Let us put our hands together for him. I'd also like to welcome Mr. B.K. Pandey, Economic Advisor, Higher Education, Ministry of HRD. Let's put our hands together as I welcome Mr. Pandey on stage, as we get set to present the Certificate of Excellence in School category. Welcome, gentlemen. And as we get set to congratulate each and every school listed here this evening, we'd also like to thank you for doing your bit in the education sector. Let us put our hands together as we welcome on stage the team from Ryan International Group of Institutions. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together as we have the lady joining us on stage, presenting the symbol of excellence in schools. Let us put our hands together, and many, many congratulations to the entire team. Applauses and more coming your way. Let us now put our hands together as we get a chance to congratulate Abhyasa International Residential School. Ladies and gentlemen, let the applauses roll. Certificate of Symbol of Excellence in the Best School. Many, many congratulations. And as we congratulate him moving forward, we'd like to acknowledge Alcon International School. Let us put our hands together as we present the Certificate of Recognition for the Best School Brands, Alcon International School. It's going to be all the more fun if all of you have your hands put together for each and every school coming forward to accept the trophy and the Certificate of Excellence. Many, many congratulations to you and your entire team, Ms. Pandey. Not far behind, we have Akshaya Global School. Many congratulations to the entire team at Akshaya Global School joining us on stage to accept the symbol of excellence in best schools. Let the applauses roll through as we have the gentleman stepping forward. Many congratulations to you.
In the club, party,
Akshaya Global School, Chennai. We'd also like to congratulate Billabong High International School. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together as we welcome on stage Billabong High International School next. The lovely ladies joining us on stage, a warm welcome to you. Let's put our hands together yet again as they step forward. Many congratulations to each one of you. A proud moment for Birla Vidya Niketan as well. Let's put our hands together as we invite on stage a team from Birla Vidya Niketan next as we get set to present the symbol of excellence in schools. Many congratulations to you, ma'am. We'd also like to congratulate Colonial International School. Many congratulations as we have the team stepping forward to accept the Certificate of Excellence in Best School Brands. Creating waves in Punjab, Pathankot. Let's put our hands together for them. We'd also like to welcome on stage the team of Pravashi International Academy. Let's put our hands together as we have the team stepping forward. Pravashi International Academy from Nashik joining us on stage to accept recognition in the best school brands. And of course, a reminder to all of you to tweet us and hashtag #ETBestBrands. We'd also like to congratulate GEMS Education, the team at GEMS Education joining us on stage next. Ladies and gentlemen, a very special moment for the entire team, and we have the team joining us in lovely 3 smiles. Warm welcome. And as I welcome all of them, we just celebrated Yoga International Day, and I don't know how many of you know this, but putting your hands together actually leads to blood circulation and a lot of healthy blood in there. Yes, thank you so very much. We'd like to congratulate Greenwood High International School next. Warm welcome to the entire team joining us. Greenwood High International School joining us on stage to accept the trophy and the certificate, a symbol of excellence in schools indeed. Bengaluru, many congratulations. I'd like to congratulate the team of Hansraj Model School joining us on stage next. Warm welcome, ma'am, yet again. Ladies and gentlemen, Hansraj Model School, congratulations. And a round of applause for Jain International Residential School joining us next on stage to accept the certificate of recognition for the best school brand. Ladies and gentlemen, Jain International Residential School joining us next. Warm welcome, ma'am. Yet again, we head to Bengaluru with Jain International Residential School. And taking the Walk of Fame, Janki Devi Public School next. Let's put our hands together for Janki Devi Public School.
Yeah, I'm running through these halls like Drano. I got that devilish flow, rock and roll, no halo.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Yeah, that's the crew that I'm repping on the rise.
On stage, accepting the trophy, the symbol of excellence in best schools. Congratulations to the team. And we'd also take this opportunity to invite Jayashree Periwal International School representatives on stage. Many, many congratulations as the young mind joins us on stage and accepts the Trophy of Excellence. Jayashree Periwal International School. We'd also like to congratulate JG International School. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together as the faculty of JG International School joins us next on stage. You're looking absolutely gorgeous, and this is a very opportune moment for the team as we present you with the Certificate of Excellence. JG International School on stage. Coming up next in list, Khaitan Public School. Let's put our hands together for the entire team of Khaitan Public School who put in lots and lots of effort and right here to accept the Certificate of Excellence in Best School Brands. Congratulations to both of you. Khaitan Public School on stage. We'd also like to request all of you to put your hands together as the team from KIIT International School join us on stage next. KIIT International School joining us on stage next. Many, many congratulations to you, sir. Let's put our hands together for him. We'd now like to congratulate Modi School, who will be joining us next on stage to accept the Certificate of Recognition, Best School Brands. I promise you, all the more energy that you put in your applauses, the better dinner we'll have together. Thank you. Welcome, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, Modi School up on stage next. And taking the Walk of Fame next is Missouri International School. The team from Missouri International School. Let's put our hands together for the ladies as they walk by. Warm welcome. Ma'am, we promised to send you pictures. Our faculty of Missouri International School joining us on stage. We'd also like to welcome next in queue, Narayan Group of Schools. Narayana Group of Schools joining us on stage next to accept the trophy along with the Certificate of Recognition for the Best School Brands. Many, many congratulations. Let's put our hands together as we have him step on the stage. We'd like to congratulate Nirja Modi School as we continue tweeting. Our hashtag is ET. Warm welcome, ma'am. Let's put our hands together for her as she steps forward. Welcome, ma'am. NSE International School joining us next on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, let us put our hands together for NEC International, NES International School joining us next on stage. Warm welcome. Let's put our hands together as we have our dynamic young minds joining us on stage. And congratulations in order for RBK Education Institutions. Many, many congratulations. Next on stage, RBK Education Institutions. Congratulations to both of you. Not far behind is Royal Global School. Ladies and gentlemen, let us once again put our hands together Royal Global School joining us next on stage to accept the symbol of excellence in schools. Rungta International School coming up next in queue. Let's put our hands together as the team from Rungta International School join us on stage next. Many, many congratulations. Joining us next on stage is none other than Sai International School. I'd like to request the team to please step forward. And once again, we truly hope that all of you are tweeting live on our hashtag #ETBestBrands. Sai International School joining us next on stage to accept the trophy, a symbol of excellence in the best school. Congratulations to you, gentlemen. Satpal Mithil School joining us next on stage, the entire team. And right here at the Economic Times Best School Brands, we have Satpal Mithil School joining us on stage next. Congratulations. What a pleasure to invite the team from Scindia School next on stage. Thank you, ma'am, and many, many congratulations. The team from Scindia School joining us next on stage to accept the trophy and the certificate of recognition for being one of the best brands in school. Congratulations to you, sir. We'd also like to welcome on stage Seedling Public School, the entire team joining us next. Yet another young mind joining us on stage, Seedling Public School.